Hi Taurus, welcome to your very late August reading. So we're checking out the rest of August for you. Straight away, Taurus. I feel like you guys have been really distracted. I feel like there's a slowness, which is very Taurus. We have Saturn return age. And we have the void of course moon missing. So it feels like something's still missing. Taurus, I feel like the end of August is kind of has you, I want to say growing up a little bit. It's really kind of the end of August is going to have you actually really needing to like hunker down. I feel like what you guys have been missing is structure, is routine, is a sense of stability. I feel like with this void of course moon and this Saturn return coming out, and as soon as I got up in your energy, like honestly, before I even started your reading, the second I finished Aries reading, something really strange little went down, and I could straight up feel that it was just this kind of like distraction coming up. I feel like things have been coming up to distract you. I feel like for you guys, Taurus, August has you needing to sort of like, I think, focus on a goal and stick to it. And with the Saturn return coming out, it's giving me this energy of someone who like maybe really doesn't actually want to put in all the physical effort and work that they might need to. We have the Martyr card coming out for you, light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Shadow attribute is an addiction to self-pity. So you guys, we have the Queen as well underneath that. So you guys really in August have a message, have a mission that you really need to be putting your energy towards. A lot of you guys are healers and you heal through the way that you create. You know, whether you're artists, whether you guys are entrepreneurs, you know, whatever it is, even if you're, you know, you're doing a job that seems like a conventional matrix job, I feel like for you guys, like your service, your job, the way you work, the way you share your heart, the way you share your stories, the way you share your beauty and, you know, your gifts with other people is really coming up this month, because I feel like there's a restriction on your ability to do that. And I think that it could be because with this shadow attribute in addition to self-pity, you guys might get really stuck in loops of procrastination. You might be getting stuck in loops of just feeling like something's missing, and so you don't know how to actually move forward, feeling like you don't have that thing. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this month is about stepping into your queendom. It's about stepping into your kingdom. It's about stepping into your own regal essence and power. The light attributes of the Queen is radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. So that's that service to others, service to oneself or a cause. There's a protection here. I feel like you guys have been protecting yourself, and that's what stops you from putting yourself fully out there. I feel like a lot of you guys who are tuned in, my Tauruses, you are either artists or you're entrepreneurs, you're creatives, you're something. You need to do something. You need to share and put something out in the world. And that thing really, I think, comes with a lot of fear. I think it comes with a lot of trepidation and uncertainty because it's so close to your heart. The shadow attributes of the Queen becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. So the thing is, Taurus, you can be very stubborn, and I say this a lot, but you can be stubborn with your ideal for what the goal is, for what it is that you want. You're a Venusian ruled sign, so you're very much ruled by pleasure and the senses and your desires. So if you feel as though you're not going to actually receive and achieve a desire, that can be really disastrous. It can be very disharmonious for a Taurus. So this becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. I feel like there's an element of you feeling controlling and demanding with the universe and needing to like let go and step back a little. I feel like for you guys, we have the beggar archetype at the bottom of the deck there as well. So a lot of this is coming from a financial feeling of lack, of feeling like you don't have enough. It's about physical resources. Your physical resources make you feel like you need to be doing more, receiving more, achieving more, in order to be more stable. I feel like this is a time in your life, Taurus, especially at the end of August, where I think you're going to be looking at self-discipline differently. I really see you guys stepping into, you know, this energy that's no longer condemning the thought of rigidity and structure. It's more so embracing it. 10th house, the world, underneath that. And then we have the 4th house in reverse, roots, underneath that. So this is essentially you moving from the child to the adult. And it doesn't matter how old you are. A lot of us, you know, we have completely, all of us, we have completely different birth charts. We have completely different life blueprints and life lessons and goals that we're here to achieve and evolutionary pathways that we're on, you know. So with the 10th house coming out upright and the 4th house coming out in the reverse, this is telling me that there's a need to get out of the comfort zone. There's a need to come out of the shell. It feels like there's a comfort that you have in hiding yourself away that needs to end at the end of August. The end of August is asking you to put yourself out there again. It's asking you to put yourself out in the world, and that's what's missing. What's missing, the discomfort that you have at the moment, the feeling of sadness, or just it's feeling to me like this feeling of not enoughness or of not achievedness. Is that a word? How do you say that? It feels like you feel like you haven't achieved something that is really quite getting you down. It feels like you're missing that thing. That thing is you really feeling confident and successful in your career, feeling confident and successful in your you know, your self-expression and your goals. I feel like for a lot of you, there's been this discomfort or dis-ease and uncertainty with your living situation, whether it's just your home or it's the people that your environment that you're in, the people that you're around. It's been confusing. It's been hard. It feels like there's been like a little bit of a crack in the foundations, but I feel like the end of August has us sort of like closing the gap and finding a lot of restoration and balance. I feel like for a lot of us, I keep saying us because I'm a Taurus moon. Taurus in August is really, I think, embracing opportunities. I'm really staring at this couple in the canopy of this tree holding each other, and it looks like there's a white dove underneath that. So I feel like this is a purification. I feel like because August has you guys stepping into your power, I think you're stepping out of a victim mentality. I think you're stepping out of a version of you who might have been addicted to, you know, self-pity, like this card literally says, addiction to self-pity. With this beggar coming out, the shadow attribute is dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. The light attribute is confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. So it's about self-esteem because you're liberating yourself out of a version of you who felt not good enough, who felt not deserving, who felt like you weren't even smart enough. I feel like for some of you guys, you literally didn't even think that you were smart enough to achieve the goals that you're wanting to achieve, or even the fact that you even have these dreams to achieve these things. They're big dreams, and it kind of feels like maybe ancestors or just family members or just where you grew up didn't offer you an opportunity to see the potential that you could actually have and the way that you could actually live your life in a beautiful, healthy, free way. You haven't felt that or experienced that until now. This is a shift in the way you are essentially perceiving your future. With this Saturn return age, I think that you're becoming more and more you know, aware of the maturation process. And I want to say maturation because it's not about aging, it's about how you're actually maturing as a soul. I feel like you're becoming younger as you get older. It's almost like a sense of freedom is coming into you the more you actually work with discipline. There was a quote, or someone said something recently in a podcast I was listening to, and I thought it was the most brilliant thing. And he said something about discipline is the only true path to freedom. And it's kind of like at first you hear that and you go, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean? How is discipline freedom? Isn't discipline structure and rigidity? Well, no, actually discipline is the only thing that offers a, you know, complete freedom. Because through discipline, we're actually able to be in control. And that control, and you know, it's funny because we have the Queen archetype coming out. It says, becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. The thing is, discipline gives us control over the only thing that we actually can control. Ourselves, our reactions, our thoughts, our feelings. Not even so much our feelings, but, you know, we're in control of ourselves. Pause, I have to answer this phone call. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to organise the snacks for the football tonight. We have Australia versus France. France! I'm just kidding. Welcome, my French loves. But Australia's going to whoop your motherfucking ass. The Tillies are going to win. I so hope that when you guys watch this, I'm not wrong. But France, I got to give it to you. You fucking... We're scared. Okay, anyway, yeah, so guys, I just really feel like Taurus, I kind of feel like this is a month where you're being a little bit forced to, I don't know, show up a little differently, show up with a bit more structure, show up with a bit more routine, show up with a bit more consistency. We have the Page of Cups coming out. We have the Ace of Cups coming out. We have the Two of Swords, the World again. We have the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So it's really about planning. I think that August has you sort of coming into this need to plan. I feel like you've got your eyes set on the prize now. I honestly think that having had the North Node move through your sign over the past 18 months, now that's over. Now you actually really get to integrate all the lessons and the karmic shifts and dynamic changes that you had over the past 18 months. So now you're actually able to really sit with these and to integrate them and to set further goals and to move forward now. So I think, I want to call you Aries. Some of you guys either have Aries placements or you're dealing with an Aries, or the North Node in Aries has you really taking what you learned in the North Node Taurus, which would have been your values. It would have really had you connecting to what it is that you really care about, what it is that you really feel connected to. It would have had you seeing where there are cracks in your resources and cracks in your stability and your foundations. Now with the North Node in Aries, it's going to have you pioneering and creating a new path for yourself. It's the new reality. It's the next chapter. So with the Ace of Cups coming out, the World, the Page of Cups, Two of Swords, King of Swords, and you had this card fly out when I was on the phone, which is the Three of Swords in reverse. This is really a month, the end of August is really a month that has you deciding on you, that has you deciding that your heart is now ready to open and it's ready to forgive. I feel like there's a very much an energy of being in your divine feminine, whether you're a male, whether you're a female, whether you are a cat. I don't care, I don't know. You know, whatever it is, you have male, you have masculine, you have feminine energy. So your divine feminine is really feeling, she's feeling like she's finally being honored by your divine masculine. That's the energy that I'm getting. I feel like the divine masculine and the divine feminine in you has been a little bit off for a while. It feels like sometimes you get this like really like go, 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 create, smash it, make it happen, structure, figure it all out, climb the mountain. And then other times you have like relax, flow, let's just allow everything to be, let's rest, let's chill, let's receive, you know? And I think that that's been a little bit out of balance for a little while, and that's probably what's missing is the balance that you actually need. And that balance just, it comes with maturation, it comes with figuring things out, it comes with trial and error, it comes with learning. You know, with our Saturn return, essentially you astrologically are considered not to be an adult until you move through your first Saturn return, which happens at 29 years old. So, you know, we're not adults at 20. We're not adults at 25. We're barely fucking adults at 32. I truly don't believe that. It's probably the second Saturn return where you really come into your own, which is about 50 something. But yeah guys, like it really, we think that because we might have 35 years of age under our belt that we're old. you know, or that we're grown up, when the reality is it's all about your vibe. It's all about the way you feel. So I'm saying this because I feel like for a lot of us, this age thing is really coming up, whether you are someone that's in your 40s, whether you're someone in your 50s, and you're saying, oh my God, you know, the funny thing, I thought that as I got older, I would feel less and less like energized, but I'm starting to find that I feel better the older I get, because you're coming more and more into your own. You know, I'm finding that myself. I'm nearly 30 and I'm like, holy shit, I think that I like nearly 30-year-old Crystal more than 20-year-old Crystal. And even though 20-year-old Crystal was super optimistic and was super fun and, you know, had all these high hopes, I prefer me now, because me now has that maturation. It has that ability to sit back and look at life and to discern. So it's all about discernment for you. August has got you, I think, seeing that the chapter's at a close, that the cycle is ended, that there's a version of you that has to now be released. And it's the version of you who still sticks to lack mentality. It's the version of you with this with this Taurus, you are a Taurus, so it's a version of you that can get really comfortable in that comfort zone, that can get lazy when it comes to making the changes that you need to make in order to grow and in order to receive what you want to receive. For a lot of you guys, this has to do with career. It has to do with your legacy. The 4th house and the 10th house, both of these, you know, they're on an axis. The 4th house opposes the 10th house, the 10th house opposes the 4th house. That's because you can't have one without the other. You can't have Cancer without Capricorn. You can't have Capricorn without Cancer, because both energies are symbiotic. I truly believe that the zodiac is made up of 6 signs that have a polarity. So Taurus, your polarity is Scorpio, and Scorpio can get really, 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 really lost in the jealousy and in the sometimes fear even. Scorpio can become obsessed. It can become overly obsessed with control. You know what I mean? Controlling and demanding. Scorpio can be too much, and that's sort of like, you know, I don't want to say that you are because that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that you are the negative. No, let's get rid of that. Let's cut that. Anyway, blah blah blah. You guys, I think August really are just getting clarity. The fact that you guys have the world out here twice, like, is this not enough confirmation that it's time for you to get out and to be seen in the world, instead of hiding away with your arms folded, your arms crossed, thinking, why does nothing ever work out for me? You know, that's done. Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, this is about forgiveness. It's about forgiving yourself. It's about forgiving other people. It's about forgiving so much of, I think, what's happened over maybe even a lifetime. With this Roots, it feels like inner child release. It feels like, you know, Saturn return age. You're at an age now where you're able to let go, and you're able to love on that little child within you. You're able to accept them. You're able to put that crown on their head and tell them that you are enough as you are. And once you do that, you now fill your adult self with the power that you needed as a child to be able to move into life. I'm being brought to this quote, and I said it the other day to someone. A creative adult is a child who survived. It's a child who lived. Let me say that again. A creative adult is a child who survived. Because if you are able to be a creative adult, you're a child who lived. Your inner child is still intact. Your inner child wasn't beaten to the point where it now has no hope. I don't mean physically beaten, but that might be true. But I mean like beaten down. You guys are now setting yourself free. Saturn return, that's restrictions. You guys have had a lot of restriction through a lot of life. You guys feel like late bloomers. If you're on this channel, this reading, you're a late bloomer. I'm sorry, it sucks. I am too. I have Saturn conjunct my Sun in my birth chart. That means that I will not come into my power until after 30. 100%, I know it. And I'm in the process of building that power now. But I know what it's like to be a late bloomer. I know what it's like to feel like everyone around me is 20 million steps ahead of where the fuck I am. Because we're the same age, and yet I'm watching them leaps and strides, and I'm still sitting here like, what the actual shit. It's our path, it's our journey. I'm here to help a certain collective of people deal and heal through what it is that I've moved through. Same thing as you. So we go through these things because we have particular paths, particular people that we're here to heal, because we go through the same thing. You know what I mean? I hope that made sense. I don't know. That's just what I really, really want to drum into you. in August, Taurus. It's really about you crowning yourself, putting the crown on your own head and saying, let's go. I deserve this. I feel like the universe is literally offering you opportunities to make decisions in the rest of August that are going to have you honoring you. You're needing to choose for yourself. You're needing to make decisions for yourself. Now let's get a card from your inner child. A final little message from your inner child. We have fly free. Oh, I love that. You know what's crazy though? His hands to me look like he's holding the cord of the kite looks like barbed wire to me. So it literally feels like you guys have been ripped up, you've been torn up, you've literally been, I think, like physically, like this feels physical. Like not only have you guys over the past few years, particularly 18 months while the North Node was transiting your sign, not only have you had like a lot of mental things, a lot of like ideas and a lot of you know, fear and all that sort of stuff, but you've had physical issues as well. I think you've had physical problems, for some of you guys it could even be like health issues, but for some of you guys it's like physically you didn't have a home, or physically you didn't have a safe space, or you didn't have someone to count on or someone to trust. It feels like what you really, really need, inner voice, look, inner voice. What you really, really need is to connect with you, is to connect with the parts of you that, with this void of course missing, you've been denying, because the 4th house is the house of our private life. It's the parts that the world don't see. The 10th house is what the world sees. The 4th house is what you see. It's not what the world sees. Nobody sees what happens in the 4th house. 4th house is what happens behind closed doors. So there's been something missing that is within your emotional body, within your own sense of self, within your own state, within your own home. There's been something missing. And so inner voice is coming out because it's time to listen. It's time to take yourself out. I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's getting out in the sunshine and it's playing and it's having more fun. It's doing silly little things, listening to yourself. I connect with my inner self and stay true to me. This is about staying true to you, no longer listening to the voices of all these people who have all these ideas and all these opinions and all these projections. It's about flying free and letting yourself go. You are enough. Really. What does it say on the back of that? It says, I am my best self when I am truly me. You are your best self when you're your most authentic. You don't need to show up in any certain way. I feel like for some of you guys, you know, you might have a business that you feel like you need to show up super professionally for. You feel like you need to show up with this certain essence to you, like, oh, I've got a spiritual business and I need to show up wearing white and I need to be all spiritual and blah blah blah. Or, you know, I've got a creative art business and I need to always be like playing with colors and I always need to be positive and fun and all this stuff. And the reality is, no, you need to show up as who you are. You show up as who you authentically are. You don't need to show up because you think that there is a perceived way that a spiritual person or an artist or an entrepreneur needs to show up as. You show up as what feels right to you. And the thing is, you will attract, people will be so motivated by, so inspired by, and so drawn to the way that you interact with your business, to the way that you interact with your clients and your customers, your service, the way that you interact with the world. They're going to be so inspired by it because it's authentic to you, because it can't be replicated. You can't be replicated. You have a birth chart that is unique to only you. Not another person living on this fucking planet has a birth chart that is the same as you. It's the same as a snowflake or a fingerprint. You are what's the word? You are irreplaceable. That's what I'm looking for. You are irreplaceable. There is absolutely nothing on this planet that could ever replace what it is that you have, your abilities, your potency, your message, your gifts. All of this needs to be felt by the collective that is your audience. And you guys have an audience. I know that the Tauruses that I'm connected with, the way I'm speaking, you have an audience. You have people who are interested in what you have to say there. You have people who are interested in what you have to share. And this is the early days. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. You've only just started. You're not 10 years into this path. You're year 1. You're year 2. You're just figuring this all out. So don't expect yourself to have it all figured out in a day. The world You've just come to the end of a really, really, really big journey. Give yourself some rest. Give yourself an opportunity to be in this power, to see how far you've come. Look back at yourself and pat yourself on the motherfucking shoulder. Please affirm right now. I want you to affirm, I am a motherfucking legend. You know, type it in the comments. I'm a motherfucking legend. You're a legend. Stop telling yourself that you're any less than the truth of who you are. You're a fucking legend. I only attract legends, baby. I'm kidding, but not really. So, you know, come on. Your power is waiting for you to stand in it. You already have been standing in it, but I just think that this month is calling for you to need to structure it more, to not give yourself an option to procrastinate anymore, to not give yourself an option to, you know, turn the other way and to focus on something else. It's time to focus on what you need, that you know that you've been needing to focus on for a long time. You're healing your inner world, you're healing your emotional body, you're healing your inner child through your career, through sharing your gifts with the world, and through connecting with other people. And as you get older, as you get more and more connected to your own truth, the more power you receive and the more power you're able to give. I literally feel like for some of you guys, you have so much love to give. You have so much life to give, but you become a little bit stoic, or not even stoic, but a little bit closed off from that. Your emotions can become closed off because they can be so overwhelming and so intense. And they become intense because you sometimes refuse to allow yourself to actually just be you. You really struggle sometimes with being your authentic true self. It's like you're afraid to be seen as who you are. That is what's coming to an end. Saturn return is saying grow up and become comfortable with you. Natural connection is the last card. It says, I am a bright and blossoming being. Look at that beautiful nature. Sunflowers. Getting outside in the sun, getting outside in nature. I think yellows and blues as well. Just natural colors. But I really feel like your wish is coming true. Your wish is coming into fruition. But the thing is, it's needing to put the physical action into making these wishes come into fruition. Because I feel like while you are doing the things, and while you have been doing the things, there's a need for more structure. There's a need for cleaning things up that little bit more. There's a need for having boundaries. It's setting boundaries with yourself that say, I will not participate in this energy anymore, or I will no longer allow myself to make these choices because this is how they affect me in the long term. You know, it's just really setting boundaries with what is right, with what you need, with what you know your soul is craving. And I feel like your soul is craving more structure. Your soul is craving to, you know, have more of a routine, to have more of an understanding of what it's moving towards, to have more of a goal. You know what I mean? I feel like your soul is really used to flow, or it really can move in flow very easily, but it's needing a bit more structure. It's needing a little bit more commitment to the path, commitment to the goal, commitment to the journey. And it's finding a balance in between that ebb and that flow, and that ability to sort of let things happen, and to let ideas come, and to let a creativity be creativity, as well as, you know, setting boundaries with yourself and making certain things happen. Because a lot of people, a lot of very successful people, they say, you know, a lot of, who was it? I was listening to an author the other day, and oh my god, someone was talking about Stephen King. We all know Stephen King, right? He literally writes, it was something like a book every 3 months or something like that, and he will make himself, every single day he has to write, I can't even remember what the actual number was, but this is just an example. He said something like he has to write 10 pages a day, or he has to write 3 chapters a day of a book, or something like that, you know what I mean? That's his Saturn, that's his structure, that's him being able to have some structure on his creativity actually allows him to mass produce that creativity and to constantly produce bangers. Do you think that Stephen King has made, like, he literally is one of the most powerful authors on the planet. Think about how many amazing stories that would not exist, movies, all sorts of things that wouldn't exist without Stephen King. But he used to sit there, he would sit there and he would structure himself, he told himself that he needed to sit there and do it. So instead of sitting down and saying, I don't really feel like it today, I might just not write, I might just actually go for a walk instead, I might go watch a documentary. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. But you know, I'm going to do that anyway because I don't really feel like writing today. You know, how many books don't get written? We never see Cujo. We never hear of Sailor. You know what I mean? Things just don't happen. And are you going to allow that to happen for you? Are you going to allow things to not happen for you because you're not willing to sit down and force yourself to do 5 pages a day of writing? You know, as an example, what does that look like for you? Where are you not doing the thing? If you're a chef, are you cooking every day? If you're a writer, are you writing every day? If you're an astrologer, are you doing astrology every day? If the answer is no, well then you really kind of need to have a think about why you might not be achieving the results that you want to in your career. Because it takes time, it takes effort, it takes dedication, it takes grit. You have to do it every single day. You have to be willing to do it every single day. If you're a painter but you're not painting every day, are you a painter? And that's not to say that you can't have a day off. I don't mean like having a day off is like the worst thing in the world. I mean not feeling it one day, not feeling it the next, not feeling it the next, not feeling it the next, so you just keep leaving it. And I'm saying this from experience because this is what I do. And I know that the universe right now is slapping this bitch in the face because it's saying, get your act together. I'm sorry, Taurus, this is actually a little bit of a tough love reading, but it's still love. Tough love is still love. I'm a bright and blossoming being. You cannot bloom and blossom into your brightness if you aren't willing to make the choices that make you feel bright, that help you thrive. It's really time to help nourish your thrive, and that thrive comes with rules. It comes with discipline. It comes with you needing to make changes. It comes with you deciding that you're going to show up in a certain way and you're going to stick to that. Consistency is key. Consistency is everything. Consistency is going to get you everywhere, Taurus. That's it. Consistency. Alright? Consistency with everything. I'm going to leave this reading here. I love you guys so much. If you're still here with me, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It really helps to spread these videos out to more beautiful humans. If you want to let me know what's going on, hit me up in the comments. Let's have a chat. Let me know what's going on with you. If you want to book a personal reading with me, tarot or astrology, you can do that down below through the link in my description. You can head to my website. I would like to thank your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, and all the beautiful, benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments for allowing me to receive and to deliver this reading for us today. I really appreciate you guys. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next reading, Taurus. Bye.